Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I decided to do something a little fun. I decided to do one half of my face using my favorite affordable drugstore products and the other side of my face using my favorite higher end brands. And for this side of my face, I used a total of $141 worth of products, while on this side of my face, I used a total of $434 worth of products. And I think I came out with two very similar looks. So if you're interested in what my favorite drugstore affordable products are versus my higher end products are, then go ahead and keep on watching. I'm first going to take this right here, and this is the Mario Badescu Skincare facial spray with aloe herbs and rose water. This is what they're probably most famous for, not 100% sure, but I love this stuff so much, I swear by it. So I'm just going to first spray my face with this. Another one of my favorite products to spray on my skin before doing makeup is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus, and this is just the original one. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray this over top of that rose water. This side of my face, I'm going to be doing my affordable drugstore products, and on this side of my face, I'm going to be doing my higher end, more expensive products. So I'm going to start with this Wet n Wild primer. And this stuff is really illuminating, so I like to just apply it to the higher points of my face. I kind of like to put it under the eye a little bit as well. It kind of gives a little more hydration to my under eye. Well, I'm just going to end up putting this all over my face. Now that I've got this on this side, I'm going to go in with my NARS Pour and Shine on this side. I like to just apply this right through here. This is where I get the most pores, is here on my cheek. Okay. So now that I'm pretty matte on this side and very dewy on this side, I'm going to go into foundation. I actually have two for each side, so I'm only going to use one for each side, obviously, but I have two to talk about. So for my drugstore side, I love, love, love the Matte and Poreless Maybelline, and I use the shade 235 Pure Beige, and this is normally my shade when I use self-tanner or if I get a spray tan. And then this has been my favorite foundation from the drugstore for a while, and this is the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Fresh Wear in the shade 420. I'm going to apply this to this side of my face. Oh, and I want to talk about this sponge. This is the new Urban Decay makeup sponge, and I have been loving this sponge so much lately. This is the only one that I've been using for the past, I would say 3 weeks. It does not absorb any product. It makes my foundation look so, so seamless. I love it so much. So I love the finish that this gives. I'm not a huge full coverage foundation type of gal, so I love like the more natural finish that that gives to my skin. So for the higher end side, I have two foundations that I want to talk about. The first one is this NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, and I use this in the shade Light 2. This is a little bit light for me right now, so that's why I'm going to go in with this one instead. This one I just bought not too long ago, but I've been loving it. I really like to go for more of a natural finish, dewy foundation, and this is the Too Faced Do You Fresh Glow Foundation, and it is infused with juicy watermelon and fresh cucumber. So I love the finish that this gives to my skin. So I'm just gonna pump a little bit of this on. For my favorite part. Literally my favorite part of makeup is concealer. I always, always, always buy the Maybelline Fit Me concealers, and I also have recently been falling back in love with the Instant Age Rewind. And the shades that I use, Instant Age Rewind, I use Fair Clair, whoops, And then the two shades that I have for Maybelline Fit Me are 10 and 5. So I'm actually going to go in with these two today just because these are like my all-time favorite concealers. I have purchased an unhealthy amount of these in the past few years. So I'm going to go ahead and apply 10 first because this one's a little bit darker. And then to be honest with you, I had a really tough time, like I said, finding a higher end concealer. The one that I have that I use, I never use under my eyes because it's too dark for me right now. And it is the NARS, what is this? Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and this is in the shade Light 2.5 Creme Brulee. I have also used the NARS Creamy Radiant, and this is in the shade Light 2 Vanilla. Kind of let that dry down a little bit. That's something that I like to do because it does build the coverage of your concealer. So I'm just going to let that dry down for a few seconds and then I'm going to blend it in with my sponge. I completely forgot to conceal any other part of my face. A little bit on my nose. I'm just using it all over. I have one more cream product before we go into setting the face. My higher end side here, I'm going to be using my Smashbox, okay, yeah, that's not gonna focus. My Smashbox Step by Step Contour Stick. And then on this side, I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Toast. Now this looks really dark putting it on, but it blends out super nicely. I love both of these products. Like, these are very, very comparable for me. They both blend out super easily. They're both very pigmented and creamy, and I love them both so much. This side, I'm going to be using the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder in Translucent. And on this side, I'm going to be using my Laura Mercier Translucent Powder as well. Just tap that under my eyes. My eyes are more on the dry side, so I tend to not bake under the eyes. And I like to pat my powders in rather than circle because I don't want to disrupt the foundation underneath. Ooh, this Coty Airspun has the strongest smell. I'm going to go in with bronzers. For my high-end side, I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Sweet Tea. And for my affordable side, I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. So I'm going to go in with this one first. And I like, whenever I do my bronzer, I like to kind of pat and then swirl. Especially on the forehead, I normally pat on the forehead. And now I'm going to go in with my Sweet Tea Bronzer, which I'm running out of. I love both of these bronzers because this one has a little more shimmer to it, but both of them give more of a natural radiant kind of bronze. I don't like to use matte bronzers because I feel they make me look a little flat. Now, for blush, I had a bit of a problem. I do not own any drugstore blushes, apparently. I could have swore I owned a few Milani blushes, couldn't find them anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and go in instead with my all-time go-to favorite blush. I work at Ulta and I sell this blush like crazy. I love it so much, I swear by it. It is so pigmented, a little bit goes a long way. I could literally sit here and talk about this blush for 5 minutes, but this is the MAC Peaches blush. I love the color, I love the formula. So So to make up for the fact that I had no drugstore blush, to brighten up the under eyes a little bit more, I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Contour Kit. Next up, we're going to do eyes. Yay! For brows, I have not found a pencil from the drugstore that I am just in love with. So I'm actually going to be using my BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Ultimate Brow Palette. And this just has a bunch of different shades of powder and a few like gel type formulas down here. Higher end side, I'm going to be using the Brow Beater Microfine Brow Pencil and Brush, and this is in Warm Brown. And the shade that I'm going to use for this, I like to use a mixture of these two shades here. So I'm just going to do that off camera really quick, and then I'll come back and we'll get to the eyes. For the eyes today, on this side, I'm going to use the Jaclyn Hill palette. And on this side, oh, it's so dirty. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I'm gonna go in with a mixture of these two shades, and I'm gonna apply those to my crease. Right underneath, a mixture of those two. Right here. And just tap that right here. And I'm going to apply this to the front of the lid and just tap that in with my finger. The only thing that this palette is missing for me is a white matte. I'm gonna go back into my BH Cosmetics and I'm going to mix these two shades. Back in with those first two shades, I'm just going to blend this a bit. Last step for this, I like to, instead of wearing a eyeliner to blend in my lashes, I like to just take a dark brown shadow with a brush like this and apply that very close to my lash line. Okay, so as you can see, I just did like a very thin dark brown shadow line there. And then I'm gonna go ahead and coat my lashes with the Voluminous Lash Paradise by L'Oreal. I don't do anything crazy down there. Well, I'm gonna mix two shades. I'm going to mix, please ignore this palette. She has been through a lot. So I'm just gonna take these two here. Then with the darkest shade in here, it is called Cypress Umber. Just putting that on a more dense, fluffy brush. Tapping that into the outer V. For some reason this is... Same thing, I'm just going to apply my shade number 5 Maybelline Fit Me Concealer on this eye. Now I'm just going in with Tempera just to set this. My all-time favorite mascara, nothing compares to her, is my Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I love this stuff so much. Now that I'm done with that, I'm just going to pop on some lashes. Okay, so I just applied these Salon Perfect lashes. I have been obsessed with these lately. I love the look of them. They're not heavy on the eyes at all. I love how they flare out like that. So I have tons and tons and tons of lip products. Lately, I have been loving this combo right here, which is the Makeup Forever Aqua Lip in the shade 5C with the Retro Matte Lip Color by MAC in the shade, I don't know because it's marked out with my little green dot for work, but it's like a nice pinky nude. And I was going to use this today. Oh yeah, also, my favorite lip combo from the drugstore has been this NYX lip liner in nude pink with this Milani Color Statement lipstick in 26 Nude Cream. What I wanted to talk about was this, which I just picked up at Sephora tonight actually. And this is the Sephora Favorites, the Glossies. So this is a high shine lip sampler. So it's $28. I was originally just going in to get the Huda Beauty Demi Matte in the shade Feminist. And then when I saw this up at the counter, I saw that this was only $28 and it comes with the full-size Huda Beauty lipstick that I wanted. It also comes with a mini Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Toffee, a little mini Bite Beauty Agave lip mask in Champagne, which I love the agave lip mask so much, a Too Faced Cosmetics lip injection Extreme, which I'm pretty sure this is a full size as well, and then a little mini Tarte Rainforest of the Sea H2O gloss in Getaway. So I think today I'm going to use Huda Beauty one because it is like a nude-ish color, but it does pull more orangey on me than it does pink. I'm just going to line my lips with the Makeup Forever This is like my perfect color. I love this color so, so much. Gonna go back in with my MAC Prep and Prime, and I'm just going to spray my face. And I like to do that before because, number one, it makes the highlight blend into the skin a little bit better, and it makes it pop. So for my highlight shades, for my affordable side, I'm going to be using the Smoke and Whistles Super Shock Cheek Pearlized Highlighter by ColourPop. And as you can see, I really like this one. I'm almost out of it. And then for this side, I'm going to be going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Highlighter in Omrizi. And I love this shade so much. And apply it to the high points of my cheek. And then I'm also going to use this for the inner corner highlight over on this side. Oh my gosh, it is so intense. Like a little bit goes the longest way. On my inner corner. Okie dokie. So this is the final look right here. I think that it did turn out pretty similar on both sides. If you do like this look, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to me if you haven't already. I am going to try to post weekly, so please leave any video recommendations you have for me in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.